There's quite a few videos of Tyson Fury that have gone up on IFL TV in the last week or so. There's one or two from Peter Fury as well, and it's clear that both fighter and trainer do not think very highly of Christian Hamer. Yes, he's a big guy. Apparently he's got a good amateur background. He's rated very highly on BoxRec. But Tyson Fury and Peter Fury are guys who know about boxing. They're guys who, in my opinion, truly understand the sport. And we're on the same page when we say that this is a highly overrated heavyweight, Christian Hamer. You know, I've been talking about Christian Hamer for a while now, well before the Fury-Hamer fight was announced. And I view him as a very, very weak heavyweight. I think I've particularly highlighted Christian Hamer because of how inflated his ranking is, both with the WBO, who I believe have him as the number 4 heavyweight in the world, and also with BoxRec, who have toyed around with him in the top 10 for some time. Let's make no mistake, this isn't an elite level heavyweight. I know he's got an adequate record. I know he's, taken out some opponents recently, but it's a guy who's, in my opinion, very, very beatable indeed. Some of his more recent fights, he fought that Irino Costa Jr., who's doing the rounds at the minute. If you look at Hamer's performance, which is a laboured, workmanlike 12-round win, and you compare that to David Price's performance, Price looks an absolute level above Christian Hamer the way he took care of business. And this is coming from someone in me who was actually critical about how badly Price performed in that fight. But Price looks like a different gravy in terms of his levels compared to Christian Hamer. That's without even comparing him to Joseph Parker, who fought the same guy, Beto Costa Jr., and absolutely dismantled him. In my opinion, Christian Hamer levels below both Parker and David Price in terms of ability. Then if you look at Christian Hamer's other fights, I unfortunately sat through and watched his fight against Kevin Johnson. I watched his fight against Leif Larson, and even though he was victorious as well on both of those occasions, he performed in a laboured fashion. To me, he was very, very one-paced, very plodding. He doesn't really seem to have a huge power. He can hit a little bit, but a very, very undynamic, one-paced fighter, and someone that I don't view as destined for the top. And I think Fury and Peter and Tyson are both being very realistic. They're talking this guy's chances down. And I think Tyson Fury summed it up. Realistically, is this really a risky fight? No, because if he loses it, then he wasn't destined for anything good anyway. This is the kind of guy, he's very, very hittable. He shouldn't really be landing on Tyson Fury. For me, he's a similar dimension physically to Derek Chisora, but far less dynamic than Derek Chisora. And I really don't rate Derek Chisora. I think Derek Chisora is hugely overrated, but I'd certainly pick Chisora over this Christian Hamer. He really is a slow plodder with very limited technical capability, very limited speed, very limited movement, very limited power. For me, it's a very, very easy fight for Tyson Fury. I view it as following a very similar blueprint to the Fury-Chisora fight. I see Fury switching stances. I see Fury dominating from the outside. I see the Fury jab, particularly the double jab, being a very good weapon. I see Fury working nicely off the jab, throwing a straight right, maybe a right hook to the body. I think the only difference is that this Christian Hamer won't have the durability of Derek Chisora. The best opponent Hamer's been in with, Mariusz Wach. Mariusz Wach KO'd him. That was early in his career, probably too early. Nevertheless, it was clear from that fight that he could be stopped. And I think Tyson Fury is going to be way, way too much for this guy. Tyson Fury's given a lot of chat about how he's overlooked him. How he hasn't trained, how he's not motivated whatsoever. But I don't buy into that. I think Peter Fury runs a very, very tight ship. I think Peter Fury said Tyson's in good shape. To my eye, and I've watched all of Tyson's fights, to my eye, Tyson looks in good nick. He's not carrying the kind of fat he was carrying when he fought Joey Abel. And I think Tyson Fury's just trying to, chat a bit in front of the cameras. I think Fury is in good condition, maybe not the best condition he's ever been in with, but good condition. I do think he's trained very, very hard for this fight. I don't think he's going to take any chances and any risks ahead of a potential world title fight, and I see this being a horribly one-sided beatdown. I would be absolutely amazed if Christian Hamer won a round. I'd be absolutely amazed, really, if Christian Hamer was able to land anything of note on Tyson Fury. I'd go further than that. I'd be amazed if at any stage, unless Tyson lets him, I'd be amazed at any stage if Hamer could even get inside of Fury and get inside the Fury jab. I think Fury is leagues, levels above this guy. Let me go further to say I would pick Hughie Fury over this guy. I'd pick David Price over this guy. I'd pick Anthony Joshua over this guy. For me, yeah, he's beaten a few names. He's beaten Costa Jr. He's beaten Kevin Johnson. He's beaten Leif Larson. Yeah, he's beaten a few respectable yardsticks. But sometimes, even in victory, you can expose yourself. And I think anyone who watches Hamer B2 Costa Jr. or Hamer Kevin Johnson can see that this is a very easily beatable guy. And if you watch Tyson Fury Chisora, you look how switched on, how professional Fury was that night. I think this could be a really one-sided beatdown. And I see it, as I say, very much following the same pattern as Derek Chisora fight, but ending much, much earlier, because I don't think this Hamer is going to be able to suck up the kind of punishment that Derek Chisora was able to suck up. That's my thoughts. I'm not being controversial here. I'm strongly picking a guy who I imagine is 1-50 with the bookies. But I think if you want to put the mortgage on this one, your money's safe. Let me know your thoughts. Keen to hear. Am I being harsh on Christian Hamer? Have you seen something in him that I've missed? Thanks very much for watching.